Hello, my name is Marcus Wong, and the research topic that I'll be discussing today is the case of Anthony Mcclain. On the day of his death, Mr. Mcclain was at the age of 32, and he was a husband as well as a father of 3 children. He also had a close relationship with his godmother. Due to the recency of the incident, Mr. Mcclain currently has no publicly recorded occupation or schooling. When the incident occurred, Mr. Mcclain was in the passenger seat of a car during a traffic stop by 2 officers. When officers tried to conduct the stop, the driver was cooperative while Mr. Mcclain was uncooperative and refused to be searched. The reason for this traffic stop, however, is still unclear. The Pasadena Police Department claims that Mr. Mcclain then allegedly ran away from the vehicle, towards a street with a firearm on his waistband. He then allegedly removed his firearm before an officer shot him once in the upper body. This is a poster memorializing him. Police officers did find a gun at the scene. However, multiple witness accounts are conflicting. One witness claimed that he carried a gun the entire time. One witness claimed that he had a gun but threw it away at some point while running. And one said that Mr. Mcclain did not carry a gun at all. Police officers did immediately call for paramedics during the arrest. Unfortunately, after Mr. Mcclain was moved to a hospital from the scene, he was pronounced dead hours later. In the initial 2 weeks, police did not or could not identify the officers at the scene. This is a picture from an interview with his godmother after his death, who was outraged by the loss of the closest thing to a son for her. Additionally, his children no longer have a father to take care of them. His niece also reminisces fondly of his uncle looking after him in the same news report. Very recently, body cam footage was released, and in the footage, Mr. Mcclain definitely did not have a gun when he was handcuffed after being shot. But Mr. Mcclain also begins to run for no apparent reason in the footage. It is worth noting that confrontations by bystanders also occurred. As a result of Mr. Mcclain's death, protests erupted around Pasadena, initially demanding justice for Mr. Mcclain. His attorney states that they are sick of many black men and women not being given the opportunity to go through the justice system. Additionally, the officer's failure to protect Mr. Mcclain's life meant that he had failed his duty. After that, protests erupted outside of Pasadena for Mr. Mcclain, especially in Los Angeles. To this day, however, the names or little information of the police officers involved have not been released, and little to no compensation has been given to the Mcclain family. In summary, although from the research that I've gathered, the details of Mr. Mcclain's case are still messy, his story is still an example of many African Americans losing their life in vain without the opportunity to properly face the justice system.